Hey guys, this is Iggy. Just making another quick video here, highlighting how to seal the Tacoma truck beds. So the second gen Tacomas, third gen Tacomas in particular have very leaky beds. So no matter how waterproof or dustproof your camper is, you're always going to get a little bit through the truck bed. So this video is just to highlight those areas and what you can do to seal them up.
So here's what the bed sides look like when you take the plastic caps off. There's all these holes that expose the bed to basically the elements under the wheel well liner. And what ends up happening is your tire kicks up all the water and dust and dirt, and then it creeps over on the metal that overlaps the plastic bed side. So what we typically recommend is to get the aluminum ducting tape to tape over all of these to keep water from splashing up. That's the first good step if you're going to keep your plastic bed caps. But typically we recommend, especially on second gens, to tape these up, put a little bit of silicone, and then a metal reinforcement over the top. That seems to be the easiest, but you can see it daylights all the way through. So any water, anything like that, comes all the way up. And this front corner can be a little troublesome. Let me see if I can capture that. We get a little bit of daylighting. There it is on the top, on the top corner, and that's coming from basically that huge opening right here. So you can see that that's all open. So sealing this corner becomes especially important. So then any surface like under here, what we recommend is just to put a bead of silicone or caulking. This has the metal, but when we cut back, you know, you could see how the bed interacts with the three pieces, two bed sides and the composite center. So I'll show you that next. All right, guys, so the first step in identifying the leaks is understanding how the Tacoma bed system works. So it's essentially three parts. It's this composite tub that you see here, and the bed sides, which on this one are removed. So the main points of leaking are some of the features that are built into this composite tub. The main one being these storage cubbies. So these storage cubbies have holes in them that are for doors and actually draining that are built in. So this is one of the points where you're going to have some water intrusion. Here is one that I've sealed up. I've gone ahead and sealed it with fiberglass. So those are some of the holes that are there. Those are actually for the latches. So I went ahead and sealed those. And then you want to seal around the perimeter of those so that you don't get water intruding in those areas. So here is the electrical panel side, and I've already tried to seal it, and you can still see how there's a little bit of water pulled in that still comes under that power segment. And don't mind those holes, those are just for my Propex heater. But you can see how I've tried to seal those areas. Now, if we look at it from the back, you could see why it's pretty obvious, and especially if you're running an aftermarket bumper that has that's a high clearance like I do, this whole area is exposed to mud, water, anything else that your tires kicked up. So it's very easy to get water into that spot. The next thing are these wheel well cubbies. So these guys are in the early versions of the Tacomas. Later versions, they pulled these out, which was a smart choice because this is another area. What I'm doing to remedy this is I'm actually making some plates, which I have over on this side. Let's see if I can get you guys a good look on that. So what I did is I drilled out holes on there, and then I got these plates that I'm going to silicone and seal off everything. So those are the main things. Those are the quick and easy ones to do. There's a couple little areas like these corners. I don't know if you can see down in there. this gap right in there. You can actually see daylight from the other side on here. So if you look at it from the inside, there's that gap, and water and dust mostly is what comes up through that end. The other area is actually up through the bed side. So you can kind of see the adhesive that I had here before I took the bed sides off. But the bed sides sit and they bend over the top. So those, anything that comes up and under is going to leak through there. So I'll show you guys the bed sides. Here's what I did with my bed sides, which is what is a little overkill. So what I did is I laid down fiberglass to seal off those holes that I just showed you earlier. And then I went ahead and bedlined the whole thing. So this way I eliminate bed caps, I eliminate extra sealants, and anything else to seal the top. So it's basically getting rid of the middleman and tying all that in so I could set the camper right on top and not have to worry about adding another sealant on top of that. So, I mean, if anybody wants to do it, it's a good way to go, but it's very, very time consuming. Just a quick summary then. The areas that you want to focus on are your lower bed cubbies, where your pockets and your AC outlet are located, your top cubbies, if you have those in your model, and then sealing across the top, the bolts of the bed sides, and then the actual bed sides themselves at the very top. So thanks guys for watching the video. If anybody has any questions, just leave a comment below. Take care.